evening, and welcome to the Whitewater Wind Down. I'm Edie Frenet alongside Peyton Walls. Peyton, how are you feeling today?
Feeling good. It was a really big week for our D3 teams. Last week was actually D3 Athletics Week, and so a lot of our teams got to celebrate some big achievements, especially our wheelchair basketball winning another national title, and there was even a parade for it.
Ooh, I'm always super jealous when I hear of like big stuff like that. You know, I'm like, wow. That's just so awesome that people are so talented to get out there and play sports like that, especially wheelchair basketball, which I know a lot of schools do not offer.
It is very rare for a school to have a wheelchair basketball team, and it's awesome that Whitewater is so decorated in that area. Like, that's very impressive. We both got to play wheelchair basketball during our new student seminar class, and it was really fun just to get that experience. So that's awesome.
Yeah, like not only does Whitewater offer wheelchair basketball, we also kick some butt.
Yeah, we kick butt in wheelchair basketball. There's also a couple other victories in track. So there was, you know, Shelvin and Christian who won their respective events, which is awesome because just like from being in track in high school, everything, I know that the people who do track are so like deeply dedicated to their sport, and it's just really inspirational.
Yeah, for sure. Like anyone, I mean, I walk outside now that it's warmer out, I see people playing like sand volleyball or tennis and stuff, and I just have so much admiration for people like that who just, you know, get out there and do what you're passionate about. Like, heck yeah, you know?
Yeah, and if you're really good at it, you have that natural talent and that dedication to really push yourself. I mean, no one's an expert right away, so like the hard work that these people have put into their sports like is inspirational, really.
Yeah, for
it's awesome to talk about. And then we have Hayden from the gymnastics team, and she won the uneven bars, so that's also really cool. I've seen like gymnastic videos like on my TikTok, and I have a couple friends on the gymnastics team, and I always see them in the weight room and everything. So that's, again, a really, really hard sport that definitely does not get enough attention.
Props to all of these people. Like, I just am blown away by this. Like, Whitewater's been taking some dubs recently, you know?
Yeah, and I think it's really cool that last week was D3 Athletics Week because I got to see on a bunch of different sports pages, Instagram, just like them highlighting different members. Like, I know the swim team did like some highlights for people in D3 athletics, and I think a common misconception is that D3 athletics are easy compared to D1 and D2, which is definitely not the case. Like, there are people of all different skill levels and all different talents mixed in with the D3. You know, it's hard to compare the three. Everyone works really hard and is so dedicated to their sport.
I definitely have to agree with you.
Coming up on the Whitewater Wind Down, we have a sneak peek at what UWW-TV has to offer. We'll be right back.
What does it mean to be a Warhawk?
It means allowing myself to dream big and think outside the box.
Pushing the limits of what I think is possible.
Seeing ideas through from start to finish.
Collaborating with professors and peers.
And seizing opportunities in the community to put my knowledge to use.
I'm studying abroad,
learning another language,
and listening to the stories of others.
I'm making lifelong friends and fearlessly sharing my gifts with the world.
As a Warhawk, I stay balanced,
take great care of myself,
and get out of my comfort zone.
I refuse to let the past determine my future.
And I'm taking confident steps in the direction of my dreams.
Sometimes it doesn't make sense.
And other times it couldn't be more exciting.
But I will keep my goals in mind
and never quit.
Because
that's the Warhawk way.
The UW Whitewater Bookstore is your one-stop shop for apparel, textbooks, and technology. Stop in for a wide selection of gifts from our alumni, family, and name brand sections. Need to purchase or rent a textbook? Head downstairs to Textbook Services. Check out our new custom shop and create personalized apparel for your organization. Need a charger, laptop, or headphones? Our new technology section has everything you might need. For more information and bookstore hours, visit uwwhitewaterbookstore.com.
University Center, or UC, is at the heart of campus, both figuratively and literally. Located in the center of campus, the UC is a place where all students are encouraged to thrive, relax, and have fun. Whether you're getting food at one of the many dining locations, or playing some billiards, striking out in bowling, or just hanging out in the main lounge area. Everyone brings something to the UC, and it has something for everyone.
UW-Whitewater has many talented students working in electronic media who produce creative series for UWW-TV. This semester, there are 2 new creative series. One is titled Awaiting Death, produced by Francisco Torres.
Awaiting Death is about a group of friends that become trapped in a room, not realizing it had been designed to be a tomb. They must race against time before they are enveloped in death. Here's a sneak peek.
Vic, I'm not so sure if this is...
What was that?
I don't know.
What is that?
Let's get her out. It's not opening.
You're kidding. Stop playing.
I'm not playing.
It slides.
It's not opening.
Is there a...
Help me.
Is there a lock?
I don't know. Vic, do you see anything?
Maybe you need to push down on it and slide.
The second creative series, titled Hero Schmiro, produced by Brenda Sanchez. Hero Schmiro is set place in a crime-filled city called Cider, where a self-proclaimed hero arises to save the day. The problem is that the hero only seems to cause more trouble than good. Despite getting off on the wrong foot, the hero teams up with another member of the police force to stop crime in the city, until they uncover something that wasn't in the job description. Here's a sneak peek.
You see, officer, everything was going all right here until Hero Schmiro over here came in and ruined everything.
Well, first of all, that's not my name. And second of all this talk is going to let him get away. I'll take that.
Take it, man.
Whoops. Sorry, officer. But now that your hands are free, you can arrest him.
Arrest me? Arrest him? All right, no one's getting arrested, okay? Although, I'm very upset you did that to my favorite shirt. Ma'am, if you'll let me, I'll gladly help you load your groceries. As for you, I hope you enjoy your jog on this lovely day here.
Thanks, I guess.
And you, I'm letting you off with a warning only because you had good intentions.
Both those stories sound super cool. Like, they sound like movies I would go to, like, see in a movie theater. Like, it's just very creative for whoever thought of this.
Yeah, like, as much as I like seeing the news and, you know, what's happening in the world, I feel like a lot of us like to, you know, take a break and see what is happening maybe in a not so realistic setting, like the one with the superheroes and all of that kind of thing. I just love that kind of stuff.
Yeah, see some entertainment. I was really interested about the one where they're in, like, this room and they're trying to, like, figure out how to get out of it or something. Like, that sounds really cool.
Yeah, I'm glad that on campus especially, you know, students can express themselves creatively, like for class, not even just, oh, maybe I'll do this on my own time, but like, you know, being in an environment where you can talk to other students to branch off ideas and really get something that, you know, you're proud of at the end.
Yeah, that is really cool. That's another thing Whitewater offers that like many other places like don't necessarily offer. So I'm excited to see what those are going to look like.
Yeah, hey, I'm only a freshman, but maybe I'll take one of those classes someday. We'll be right back with more on the Whitewater Wind Down, but first, let's take a look at the weekend's weather forecast.
The Royal Purple, the best place for all the latest news around the community and campus of UW-Whitewater. Here you'll find all different types of weekly news stories, including sports, arts and rec, biz and tech, and even fun and interesting things like trendsetter columns and the tweet of the week. The Royal Purple has a full staff to handle all of your advertising and article needs. Ad managers and sales representatives can help you get your ad in seasonal print issues online at royalpurplenews.com and out on our social media platforms. Editors and journalists would love to write features about your organization and follow-ups about your important events. For more information on student employment opportunities, advertisement services, or anything news, contact the Royal Purple over at @RP@uww.edu or give us a call at 262-472-5100. Stop by our office and say hi on campus in McCutcheon Hall, room 113. For all of your local campus community news, check out the Royal Purple here at University of Wisconsin-Whitewater.
Here at UWW, we put a lot of emphasis on shaping your involvement. Involvement helps you get to know more people with similar values and goals as yourself. The Student Involvement Office can help you get involved with organizations on campus, or we can help you start a brand new one. So what are you waiting for? It's time to shape your involvement at UWW. If you'd like to learn more, stop by UC 127 or contact us at involvement@uww.edu or call 262-472-6217.
I'm Brandon Bazinski, and this is The World Today on UWW-TV. An earthquake occurred in the New York metropolitan area Friday, April 5th, around 10:23 in the morning. It is indicated that the earthquake has been felt by more than 42 million people. This event had no reports of damage or injuries in the city. Some Brooklyn residents heard a booming sound and felt their building shake. The Scott Key Bridge collapse is said to be the worst bridge collapse since 2007. On March 26th, the Baltimore Scott Key Bridge was hit by a cargo ship and crumbled on impact. The bridge once served 31,000 vehicles per day and will take years to replace, as it is one of the largest bridges in the country. 6 construction workers were killed on impact, being thrown directly into the water. The ship's captain and crew reported they lost power at around 1:23 in the morning. In an attempt to slow down, they released the ship's anchor, enabling authorities to stop traffic, which prevented greater loss of life. A man recently pled guilty of stealing a $6 million gold toilet. The fully functioning toilet was placed in the United Kingdom's Blenheim Palace as an art installation and was stolen just days after the exhibition's original opening back in 2019. The thief is also serving time for stealing tractors and high-value trophies from the National Horse Racing Museum in Newmarket. In Hong Kong, China, a tough labor market has turned employers to an unlikely place. Connecting with professionals and jobs via Tinder has become increasingly more popular, using a simple swipe left or right. Many citizens say that this has left them with positive interactions and a step in the right direction for the future of their careers. Employers have also stated that using Tinder has broadened their applications to a wider audience, including those just looking for love. For more updates, check us out at uwwtv.org. I'm Brandon Bazinski, and this has been The World Today on UWW-TV.
We'd love to show you what it's like to be a war hawk.
Come on!
Don't miss out on your chance to be a war hawk
at UW-Whitewater.
You belong here!
Bonsoir à tous.
Hola.
Hej, hur är läget?
Marhaba.
Ni hao.
Konnichiwa.
UW Whitewater International Student Association is a student organization that brings both international students and national students together to share their cultural experience and beliefs. The ISA also collaborates with other student organizations in UW Whitewater. The International Dinner is one of the most unique events that ISA have for every spring semester, which serves all kinds of food from different countries, and it invites students to show their talent on the dinner. So what are you waiting for? Come join the ISA today.
We're ISA.
This week on the Whitewater Wind Down, we have a segment called Weird News, where we talk about unique news stories.
A trash bag was caught stealing packages off of a porch in California. An unidentified person was caught on a doorbell camera disguised as a garbage bag, waddling up to a house, all to steal a package worth $10. The homeowner did not report the theft to the police because he believed that they had better things to do.
Scientists in a recent study revealed that a shocking number of American kids don't know where their food comes from. Sapien Journal found that nearly 40% of children interviewed for research believed that hot dogs came from plants, and 46 thought French fries were a type of animal. In addition, 41 were unable to determine that bacon came from an animal.
Recent scientific research proves people have the ability to smell rain before it arrives. While most people are familiar with the aroma after it rains, some individuals can predict the rain by smelling the bacteria that comes along with the rain.
Apple is getting sued for the green bubbles on iMessage for Android users due to fueling a social stigma. Within the lawsuit, U.S. authorities claim Apple purposely makes texting with Android users difficult in an effort to coerce people to buy iPhones. Apple denies this claim.
I don't know about you, but I am in utter shock over the hot dog and French fry story.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that's crazy. I wasn't on camera, you know, because you were reading it, but I was off standing over here with my mouth like comically dropped, like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, that was my first time actually reading the story, and as I was reading it, I was like, what? Like, there's a whole generation of kids that don't know where hot dogs and bacon come from. Like, that's just wild to me.
Yeah, like hot dog, okay, I get it. Like, it's a little bit mystery meat, but, you know. But French fry?
French fries aren't plants. Like, that's crazy. I feel like I've always known that, but maybe it's just a generational thing.
Right, and like bacon, I don't know, I always like associate bacon, like, oh, you know that it's pork. So how do people not know these things? I think that's crazy.
I thought your story about, like the first one we did, about the dude in the trash bag, like stealing people's packages that's only worth $10. Right. And the guy was like, it's not worth it to even report the thing.
I think I would just report it for the sake of it being a crazy story. After the break, we'll take a look at this week in Wisconsin history to learn about the Yaden election. Stay tuned for more on the Whitewater Wind Down.
UWW-TV has been an important part of the campus and community since 1980.
Not only providing on-air learning opportunities for broadcast journalists and electronic media production students,
but educating and entertaining our audiences with award-winning news, live sports coverage, original programming,
as well as dedicating the mission to developing creative collaborations throughout campus.
For more information, visit our website and like us on Facebook.
Check us out because you gotta see what's on UWW-TV.
Welcome to Jitters Coffee House. Located on the first floor of the Wells Towers, Jitters is a student-run coffee lounge and offers a variety of coffee and ice cream-based drinks and is home to many entertaining programs, including live music, gamer trivia nights, and other performances. Coordinate your activity by emailing jitters@uww.edu. Jitters is completely run by volunteers who can earn service hours and even receive a free drink during their shift. Stop in tonight at Jitters Coffee House, where fun events and community come together.
Welcome to This Week in Wisconsin History. This week, we'll be covering the 1977 election of Jim Yaden, the state's first openly gay person to hold public office. On April 5th, 1977, 26-year-old Jim Yaden was elected by public vote to a full-term seat on Madison City Council, the first openly gay public official in Wisconsin and only the fourth in U.S. history. The UW Law graduate had previously helped form the Gay Law Students Association on campus and was an early member of the Madison Alliance for Homosexual Equality, Wisconsin's first gay rights organization. Yaden later served on the Madison Equal Opportunities Commission, playing an integral part in reframing the city's Equal Opportunities Ordinance to include protection for Madison's LGBT community. In an October 1976 special election, Yaden was appointed by city council members to serve out the remainder of a resigning alder's term. He publicly came out in the local papers the next day.
I wanted to be honest about, I said, so I had an interview with the Daily Cardinal, and I said, hey, there's two things that are important to me. I'm gay and I'm a vegetarian, and I'm not trying to proselytize. I want everybody to be gay or be a vegetarian, just telling you who I am. And then everybody knew.
Yaden ran for a full term in the general election 6 months later as an openly gay man.
I gotta tell you, I had some wonderful people who ended up, straight people who worked on my campaign, who lived in these dorms, who had never actually met a gay person. They had no idea, that there were such a thing. And they met me, they liked me, they helped me on my campaign. So I was really grateful for that. But so I won my 2 years, and there wasn't a quota. I never had a gay agenda. I just wanted to be me and be honest.
On Madison City Council, Yaden worked on projects such as health department reform, completion of the State Street Mall, decriminalization of marijuana, and the extension of bar hours until 2 a.m. The young alderman also fought against efforts to repeal the Equal Opportunities Ordinance he'd helped amend just years earlier. Throughout his term, Jim received many letters from closeted gay people across the country, seeking his support and advice. Even so, Yaden was still a common recipient of death threats. So many, in fact, that he kept a collection in a designated Threats on Life folder as evidence, in case anything ever happened to him. Jim Yaden resigned from Madison City Council just before the end of his term, and subsequently announced his retirement from politics, wanting to fully devote himself to his own law practice. He continued practicing real estate law out of Madison for over 30 years. Only 5 years after Yaden's historic 1977 election, Wisconsin became the first state to ban discrimination on the basis of sexual orientation. Wisconsin has continued to elect openly gay candidates into public office, including Ricardo Gonzalez in 1989 as the nation's first openly gay Hispanic public official, and Tammy Baldwin in 1998 and 2012 as the first openly gay U.S. Congresswoman and Senator. And that's what happened this week in Wisconsin history.
All right, welcome back. April Fool's was last week. Edie, do you have any fun April Fool's tricks?
See, I did not fool anyone. However, I did get fooled. My parents sent me pictures of like a dog and like dog ears and a rocket ship. They're like, look what your dog Trudy saw. And I was like, what do you mean? Like, what the heck? And I totally believed them. And then my mom was like, no, it was edited. I just found it in a Facebook group. I was like,
oh my gosh, that's so funny. Yeah, no, my mom hates April Fool's Day, so I was never allowed to do any April Fools or whatever. But when I was little, I was like really curious to like pranking my brother. And so I had all these like plastic spiders, and there was one day where I like would just glue them all around his room when we were really little, and he like was 3 or 4 and he thought they were real, and it was a whole thing. It was really funny though. I felt like such a prankster, but no, I haven't pranked anyone in a really long time. But like, I don't know. It's just not my kind of humor.
Yeah. I always just think of that SpongeBob episode where Squidward pranks SpongeBob, and then he's like so sad, and everyone thinks Squidward is all mean, and I'm like, I can't do that to someone, like morally, because I know that'll be me. Like, I don't know, like I'll go too far, or I'll be the one who's getting like a prank where I'm walking away crying. Yeah, it's too much to handle.
No, my favorite part about April Fools is the brands.
Yes.
And like the TikTok people, and like just, I don't know, like
the harmless pranks.
Just the harmless pranks, just like advertising things that are so ridiculous that like just aren't true but are so funny.
I know, especially the Whitewater ones. Those gave me a good laugh.
Yeah.
But it looks like that is all the time that we're going to have on this edition of the Whitewater Wind Down. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next week for more news and entertainment. For Peyton and myself, have a fantastic week, and don't forget to stay tuned to UWW TV.